You know, a city that is safe and a city in which all people are respected. That's what we aspire to in New York City. Yes. We have taken great strides in safety, and we've taken great strides in terms of unity and mutual respect. But we have more work to do. And that's why I've said for such a long time now, we've got to end the overuse of stop and frisk. We've got to move away from a policy that has often divided police and community and bring police and community back together in common cause. And we also have to be very clear that with our new independent inspector general, something I think is going to make our police department stronger and better for the future, that we will make sure that any actions by our police department are vetted properly and following constitutional guidelines. By the way, I always say to people, you know, the Constitution of the United States, we refer to it whenever we take our oath of office for any office. It is the law of the land if ever there was a law of the land. And our Constitution teaches us respect for individual rights and liberties. Yes. And it is foundationally, the document that is the foundation of our republic, by definition calls for a society of law and order, but a society that respects individual liberties simultaneously. That is the American ideal, and that is what we will make real here in New York City with the help of all of the people gathered here today.
Where do you stand with the NYPD surveillance of Muslims? Would you stop that outright? Or?
I've said repeatedly that the most recent revelations were troubling, that the efforts at surveillance have to be based on specific leads, specific information, and obviously need to go through a careful vetting process. I've tried to monitor the situation over time, and the more recent revelations I found inconsistent with what I had heard previously in terms of the approach having the proper kind of vetting. But what we do know for sure is that now we will have a strong and independent inspector general. The next mayor gets to name someone who will be a real leader, an unimpeachable voice, to make sure that proper procedure is followed at the NYPD. And that, to me, is crucial for people to have confidence that not only are we going to be safe, but we're going to be safe in a manner that is, again, consistent with our values and our Constitution. You know, one of the things that came out in some of the recent media reports was that mosques were being surveilled on a wholesale basis. And I think that as a question of religious freedom, a lot of people were deeply concerned by that report. And they have every right to be concerned. So specific leads we will follow, and we will follow aggressively. That has been the very positive tradition of the NYPD, but with proper oversight, now especially made stronger by an independent inspector general. Yeah.
The NYPD currently has apparently maps that sort of indicate where certain people of certain nationalities are, the restaurants that they go to. Is that something that you would keep on file? Is that a practice that you
I haven't seen the specific maps. I haven't reviewed that. But let's be clear. Anyone who aspires to be mayor of New York City takes a vow to keep this city safe. And it will be something I think about morning, noon, and night. And as you know, I spent 4 years of my life in City Hall, and I can tell you for a fact that people thought constantly about safety, and I would every single day, and take the actions necessary to make us safe. And I've talked about the things we need to do. Make sure we keep our police force at the level it is now, 34,000 plus officers, the best trained, most effective officers in the country. Keep our anti-terrorism force of 1,000 officers at that level and strong. Use the latest technology so that we can, for example, use shot spotter technology to find immediately where shots are coming from so we can do better enforcement. Use the best new strategies like gang intervention, which we've started to use in the city, but we can do a lot more with to keep young people from ever ending up in gangs. There are so many things we can do to make sure the city is safe. The missing link has been the relationship between police and community in many neighborhoods. The missing link has been the intelligence gathering that comes from a partnership between police and community. And that partnership will make all the difference, because police officers have told me, I can't even count how many it's been so often, off record, beat cops have told me that they are sick of a quota system with stop and frisk that creates a wedge between them and the community, that makes it harder for them to get the information that they need. I know our police officers will be safer and our communities will be safer when we restore that bond between police and community, that flow of information, that intelligence gathering.
That's right.
So that's what I want to achieve. I don't know all the current elements of the commissioner's approach, and one of the things I've said is, if the people choose me, we will review all current policy and determine what's appropriate, and we'll have the additional support of not only a new police commissioner, but a strong and independent inspector general. So we'll review everything and figure out what's appropriate to go forward. But it'll all be done in the context of keeping the city safe. Thank you, everyone.